Hey, church. Welcome to Midweek Minute, or two. As you know, we normally do this from my desk, and things look a little different this week. That's because North Texas decided to freeze over. I hope you are staying safe and warm, and we wanted to make sure that we still made available for you this Midweek Minute, this moment of encouragement, of teaching, and connection that meets us in the middle of our week. If you've been with us a while, you know what we do. The drill is we put 2 minutes on the clock and then we get started. Let's go. Here we go. Take 5 because frankly 2 minutes for this preacher is hard. We've been exploring the idea of God inviting us into deep water and how sometimes deep water is not just the place where our anxiety gets stirred up, where our fear gets stirred up, where the sharks live in our lives, but it's also the place where the miracles happen. Now, we are living through a week when the world has frozen over, or at least North Texas has. And so it feels odd to talk about deep water when we can't get below the surface because it's frozen solid. So instead, we're going to explore the depths of faithfulness and power in a different way. In the book of Daniel, we are told the story, 2 foundational famous stories that we may even remember from our childhood and the little felt boards where things got moved around. The story of Daniel in the lion's den, and the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. Both are stories of deep, abiding faithfulness in the midst of persecution, and how God remained faithful and kept them safe in response to their ongoing faithfulness and worship of God. Those are the 2 headline stories of faithfulness that take our attention in the book of Daniel, but I want to spend a little time actually looking at something a little different. A moment that comes to us in Daniel chapter 1. Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego have just been taken from Jerusalem to Babylon, to the court of King Nebuchadnezzar, and he is beginning this work of trying to enculturate and brainwash leaders of the people of Israel so that they can be sent back to rule over Jerusalem and Judea. And he begins by doing what we might expect. He wines them and dines them. He offers them his food and drink, beginning to get them on his side with his food. And yet they pull the king's steward aside and say, hey, can we instead just eat the rations we're used to? Can we instead have vegetables and water so that we might remain faithful to our God? And through that diet of vegetables and water, they managed to gain weight. They managed to look healthier than those eating the king's food. It was a miracle thing. But it's a reminder to me that faithfulness is not just in those big, flashy, deep water moments, but it's also in the small things. And when we're faithful in the small things, we open up the possibility of things much bigger. Where is God inviting you to be faithful in something small today?